All right, who should we take on our final adventure?
Take
well, not final,
Bastel
but
and
second to
Juhani.
final.
Sorry, Juhani and not Bastel, obviously. Juhani and Jolie.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, they
'Cause
show
they
up
both-
regardless.
Well, both Jolie and Juhani try to talk her out of it, which is
Right,
nice.
but they show up. But again, they show up regardless. Like they'll show up even
Oh,
if
I didn't know
they're
that.
not in your party.
Yeah, it always felt like this
wanna
was
bring
just
mission.
Oh, I'll
bring,
bring
like,
Mission.
Mission and Cardiff?
I'm always in favor of bringing Mission. I think she might be my favorite character. I just love this character.
Yeah. Isn't this
And
like our
bring
last
HK.
chance to sex Karth? Have we made any progress on that? Did we?
No, we haven't made
abandon
enough
that?
progress.
Just
Lack of
abandoned
enthusiasm?
the whole romance thing somewhere around Manaan. We could take Karth and Karth and Mission and see what happens.
Sure. That's the classic team.
Maybe the issue
That's
is
your-
that we realized on Manaan that the last thing we needed was a sexual harassment suit.
This is your Caden and Ashley team. This is the team for boring people. But you know what?
I thought that was actually Karth and Bastila, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Bad analogy.
this is your.
Have you
Tali
guys seen a
and Kate
star
team.
map around here?
Well, they're holding weapons, so that probably means we have to kill them. That's the Jedi way.
Oh, the Gizka ran off. Oh, and
A couple Doros.
These guys
running
ran
from
out.
the wings.
again, you cannot sound smart. Aren't all good guys and bad guys on the same team? Come on.
No, I'm just imagining this conversation happening, and you're just like listening, like nodding every second. And then you just like look at Karth and you're like, what did he say? I can't hear shit. Karth's like, who?
Yeah, he's like facing the wrong way.
I thought that was you making those weird sounds.
Just think if Malik was here instead of Mission, you would have hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Now I want that to be my party.
Alright, bye guys. I'm glad this was like a really clumsy way to deliver exposition about this planet, but whatever.
Yeah, this game is not super slick with its exposition, honestly.
You
With the
missed the
sexposition?
part where the writer
what?
showed up and
Oh no, its expositions are perfectly slick.
you missed the part on Manaan Rutskarn where the writer showed up and told us that Sunri's murder thing was really suspicious and we should maybe look into it.
Investigate the Sith and Republic embassies. And he didn't even get it right. It's only the Republic embassy. The Sith embassy is just
But if you do investigate the Sith embassy, you do have that fun awkward scene that's not actually in the game but should have been, where you walk into the jail and Sunri's like, "Hey, what's going on?" and you're like, "I got arrested for murdering a bunch of Sith."
You imagine your lawyer gets arrested for doing the crime you're accused of on a more massive
worse.
scale. Yeah.
It's like, hey, buddy, are you gonna get me out of that parking ticket? Listen, I gotta get rid of this Grand Theft Auto rap, but after that, I'll be right on it.
Of course. You and Malik must have been here before. You probably learned their language back when you were revving.
So this is an okay nonsense language, I guess. It would have been more funny if they just started saying Chiku Haudanga.
It looks like their eyes are upside down. Like, I don't know why I think that. Like, why would these eyes... They could be in anywhere, but I just... I look at that and it feels like their eyes are on upside down, and the pointy bit is supposed to point up.
Can I go ahead and guess that Force Persuade wouldn't have worked? Because none of the Force Persuades in this game work.
They work
Probably.
when they don't count. You can Force Persuade some pissant to, like say something nice about you.
Carthan Mission had to catch up there. I'm Regina Cuthbert now.
Yeah, let's have this conversation right now. Your words are confusing. Therefore, I'm going to brush right past them. So, is this... I forget how this works, actually. I don't... This part's not extremely memorable. Is it like
So
there's
these
two
are
communities, and some of them are assholes and some of them are alright? You have to come to the aid of the ones who are alright? Is that it?
You can come to the aid of the ones who are assholes if you want.
There's no reason to do so, even if you're dark side. If I remember right, I was always like, I want to play dark side, but that's just stupid.
The dark side options are stupid. Okay, so these are the Rakatans. These are the guys who ruled the empire that existed before the Republic. And they're the guys who glassed Tatooine and enslaved the Sand People and whatnot. And basically what happened is they either through a plague or through simple, like, overexposure, they eventually sort of became non-force sensitive. And since all of their technology was based on the Force, that was a problem. And their empire imploded, and they ended up existing in a few small pockets, including this planet, which is presumably their homeworld.
There's also one issue. It's sort of a esoteric evolutionary factor which prevented them from reproducing. It's the fact that while they would have conversations, they would hold vibroblades in either hand and just kind of gesture wildly.
For a race that has eyeballs that stick out that far, this is not a good thing.
Seamus, you've seen these guys, actually, fairly recently. Because in Star Wars The Old Republic, there's this group of evil dudes on Tython called the Flesh Raiders, who are explained as being mutant Rakatans who hang out on the planet.
I never got to
kill
that.
People, and it's dumb. They're like the...
I mean, you never got to the part where they explained
guys.
the Flesh Raiders are mutant Rakanis.
Yeah. Tell this Muppet to shut up and tell you where your quest goal is.
There are two tribes here. One of them is like cannibalistic and militaristic and wants to wipe out the other one. The other one is trying to reclaim some of their ancient lost knowledge. Either one will help you get into the temple, where you can turn off the disruptor field so you can fly up to the Starforge and get to the end game, but only if you wipe out the other one, basically.
How about we just round up some Ewoks and assault the place directly?
So, if we're gonna stop being sourpusses for a hot minute here, this did feel kind of interesting when it came out.
Yeah.
Where there's like there's the premise of the ancient civilization, but it was already kind of interesting that it would let you like talk to representatives of that civilization through holograms, and kind of like, you know, that like you would have that kind of direct, like it was real, not just like a textural element. And it's pretty cool to actually like be asking questions to a representative of that species in the modern day.
This is the equivalent of getting to meet. This is what meeting the Prothean should have felt like. Oh my gosh, I've been hearing about you guys for this whole series, and now I get to meet some of you. This is amazing.
Then it was DLC character
who had nothing interesting to say. This is that same idea, except executed. And I really like the reveal of, like, their empire, where it was all based on using the Force, and like Rutskarn said, they lost the ability to use the Force, and so that was the equivalent of, like, us suddenly losing the ability to use machines that used electricity. Like, holy shit, that's all our technology is built around that. We are so boned.
And we didn't. You have changed much since our last meeting. I am confident you will not betray us this time. Oh man,
you are so dumb.
You were saying.
I really liked these meetings too. By this point in the game, you're pretty sick of the combat, and the game is not shy about... And this is where the game actually starts really throwing a lot of combat at you, the late game slog. But this is where all the good reveals are, and so that kept me going. The game hadn't spent itself, and I was just slogging to get to the end where I can stab Darth Malik. There were still reveals, there were still questions unanswered, there's still stuff to keep pulling you forward if you're willing to put up with the combat.
I wouldn't have actually mind if there was a little more exposition about, like, who these people used to be, and there really isn't.
Sure. Something like, now that you say that, do these people even get as much as the Sand People in terms of, like, backstory?
No, the Sand People get a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, they get a lot.
What happens if I open these?
I bet it's impossible. Yeah.
You called it. So there's exactly no reason to help these guys regardless of your alignment, unless you just are just want to fucking murder people for no reason, I guess, which I mean is a Cuthbert staple, but not when the game wants you to do it.
Yeah.
Like these guys are primitive, they don't understand what's going on, and it's very clear that, like, even Revan and Malik, when they came here the last time, were like, they came in and they showed up and they met these guys. And then these guys directed them to the elders, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll totally kill them for you if you can get us into the temple." And then they
got into the temple and left.
Care if I steal their stuff? And then they met the elders, and the elders are actually, like, have some history and knowledge of technology and understand how to get into the temple, and they help the elders instead. And then they didn't come back to these guys. Because why would you risk killing the people who can get you into the temple so that you can be evil if you can get them to get you into the temple and then not have to care about these fuckers?
Yeah. Technically, this is
makes
sort
sense
of the
regardless.
Evil... Yeah. This is what an evil character would do.
Unrelated. It's what a light side character would do. The only concern with a light side character is that, like, the Infinite Empire guys, the Infinite Empire these guys ruled was, like, sort of totally totalitarian and evil anyway, and maybe there's the risk that the Rakatans, if they get put back on the path of, like, not being complete savages, will regain their... It's a nice vista. Regain their lost technology and reform their empire, but, like, that's a pretty minor concern, frankly.
Yeah, the seat's kind of taken by now. That would be quite a big comeback. Yeah. I mean,
I don't.
They got to get in line behind the Mandalorians, really. So remember when Rankers used to be a big deal?
Huh? There are no Rathgars.
What the fuck? Where'd it go? What the fucking...
Wow, you really are the best fighter of Rancors.
I didn't do anything.
You force persuaded yourself that they didn't exist.
How'd you like that?
And then you believed yourself.
Can we heal now, please? Thank you. They actually do a freaking shit ton of damage. Oh, I didn't even equip my my dex gauntlets.
Dexterity gauntlets.
Standard Jedi issue.
There is some, like, minor speculation that this is the planet at the end of The Force Awakens.
No.
This is one of the games cleared from the canon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but they've been willing to bring other
J.J.
stuff back
motherfucking
into the
Abrams and whoever succeeds him do not care about Knights of the Old Republic.
Ow.
The degree to which they do not care is immeasurable. Their not caring is infinite.
Can I...
Like, J.J. Abrams makes some noise about video games every so often, although I've still yet to see any resulting parts of his contributions with Valve besides that advertisement for that movie that was for some reason in Portal 2.
What?
Oh, wow. Was it Portal 2 or wasn't it? There's the, like, the Super 8 trailer?
Yeah, it was Super
that was
8
just, like,
trailer.
wandering down a hallway?
Was a playable... Yeah, it was a playable trailer.
In Portal 2?
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't actually in the body of the game. It was available from the main menu.
I have no memory of this.
It was
I
really
played
weird.
through it and I thought it was weird, and I thought, oh, that's strange. Is this for a game? It's for a movie? Weird. Okay.
I think the thing that surprised me the most about it was, the thing that defied my expectations the most was, I had the expectation that it would be worth my time.
Yeah.
Like, if it's from the main menu of a Valve game, clicking on it should never, like, be something you regret. And yet, there I was.
Wondering, I thought I glitched it. I felt like I glitched and missed whatever it was trying to say. And no, it was supposed to be a teaser.
Really felt like I got conned on that one.
Yeah.
My business is my own.
Pointless dickhead stance.
My business is my own is a great exclamation because there are plenty of legitimate grounds in theory to utter that, and yet...
When you walk up to somebody else's house, and they're like, why did you come to my house? And you're like, mind your own business.
It's sort of also like, it's not like it's an inherently bad thing to say in any situation, so much as there's always something better to say than that.
You could say, no thank you, I'm just browsing.
On the other hand, these guys think the legacy of their ancestors is terrible, so...
Man, that guy is rocking that triangle shirt. Look at that.
Here to destroy the Starforge. I love how it lets you... I need to get into the temple so I can destroy the Starforge.
It always bugged me that I can't tell him a better... That you can't actually... There are a lot of ways you could bullshit this guy. You'd be like, yeah, you remember my assistant, Malik? He betrayed me. I was totally going to destroy it, and he betrayed me, and that's why it's not destroyed. And now I need your help. And he'd be like, oh, okay, that guy was pretty sketchy. But no. You can't ever lie cleverly.
Oh, by the way, we're doing everything that we did before.
Define everything.
Well,
we're gonna get up there,
I said
and then
everything that I said before, and he's like, well...
And then when we get up there, Darth Malik will betray us. We're actually doing Groundhog Day version of just Malik betrays you.
Again. Oh, oops.
Yeah, it's easier to go to the other guys and secure. What'd you do?
I accidentally hit enter on the wrong one.
And that's it? You have to go dark side? You can't.
Well, we can reload if you want.
Nope, this is how it plays out. This is... Unless they kick your ass.
Their shields seem to be good enough to... And for some reason my Force Lightning isn't hitting the Elder Counselor.
Oh, I forgot to mention, that scene where we were getting off the ship, that's a really important scene. I'll bet you people already jumped down our throats because that was last episode. That was a really important scene. If you turn evil as you get off the ship, that's when all the good characters will leave you forever. Which I think is interesting. If you're good, like, Canderous is 100% behind you no matter what.
Is it?
I believe they ditch you here, or
I
at
thought
the
it was
end
after the Bastila fight.
Is it?
If you don't fight
I remember.
Bastila.
No, it's
I
been
think we're actually
years.
going to lose. I'm not putting a lot of effort into this, but
It shows.
I believe that's
It shows.
correct.
You are getting out of it what you were putting into it here, Josh.
oh wait, we are going to win. All right. Whoops.
Well, too bad for you, Elder Counselor. Maybe if you had fought a little harder,